Welcome back, YouTube. Another Fun Factory special here. We're going to start a new episode that is going to be called Free Bike Fridays. I just pick up so many free bikes, try to fix them up and repair them. I've been doing a lot of that this spring here. We're outside. Spring is sprung. There are mayflies everywhere. Kind of gross, but we have a new project for this Free Bike Friday episode where I'm pretty excited. It's quite nice, so let's take a peek. So we have a GT Tequesta. It's in disrepair. Things are not right. Check out that pedal. But let's take a closer look. So we have Avid brakes, GT hub there, nice Mavic wheels. Tires are actually in good shape, a little older, but they're good enough. Head unit for the computer's gone. Shifters need to be gummed. They're kind of stuck. Grips are a little worn, but who knows what happened there. Still got all the original stickers and grime to boot. Cables are all in good shape. Throttle cage and bike lock that came with it. Again, this pedal, whew, seen better days. Look at that, just demolished. Same thing on this side. Twisted and gross. What happened? But rear tire's still in good shape too. Seat's actually not too bad, but it does have a little rip in the back here. Maybe I can undo this and get that top back underneath. Definitely all sorts of gross. And well, that doesn't look great. Maybe it'll look better after it's cleaned up. Did notice this pad is definitely way too high. Looks like it's got pretty decent lugs. I guess I wouldn't know they're not stamped or anything, but or dropouts rather. So it's the all Terra in course triple triangle with GT, and I thought this was kind of cool. Full tubing 4130 chromo, Reynolds 525 chromoly butted seat tube. So there's the seat tube. It's the only one that's this Reynolds, and then everything else is 4130. So if you know, answer in the comments. Let us know. Kind of grimy. I like how this tube kind of changes as you go. It rotates, so it's definitely kind of more flat on the connection site, and then up here it's definitely more flat on this connection, so kind of cool. Maybe strengthens it out. I'm gonna RockShox NDC, and again back to that front hub. Looking very nice. This is gonna be a fun little project. Definitely just needs cleaning and a few things thrown at it. And yeah, let's take it inside. All right, I got it set up on the stand, just laying in here, but let's do something. We're gonna start by taking off the wheels and start to clean this thing up, and removing all the stuff that's either bad or just not needed. So, like our pedals are, well, they are what they are. This lock is losing parts apparently, and all this wiring for the Speedo that I don't have the head unit to, it's just unnecessary, so let's do those things. Oh, dropped the bolt. Screw. Decent bike lock, I guess. A little door falls out of it though. The magnet for the sensor we don't have. Pull that out too since we don't have the rest of it. I'll clean up the wheel later. I got this thing kind of crunched down. I'm going to grab a rag, and then we'll also get to cleaning on that too. So, let's go. Better save the magnet also. It's always good to have those. Keys or brass doesn't stick to it. Just grab that. Alright, we're going to get started cleaning here. Grab your rag from an old job or something, and whatever cleaner you can use, because we're just going to be wiping off nasty dust, grease, grossness. Give her a good clean up, wipe down. She needs it. Real shiny behind that grimy. Oh, this rain is gonna clean up so nice. Look at that green. Just from over here. Finally got a cool colored bike. Anybody know who says you gotta floss the bike? I use this stuff sometimes. It's got good quotes. Throw it in the comments if you know. Kind of fun. This has already got cool steps on it even. Granted, they are a little used up, but probably don't need replacing. Looking good. We're gonna throw this up into the stand a little bit better. I don't know if you can tell, but cleaning it when it's moving around is just a little troublesome, so let's raise up our seat post and use that as a mount point. I think I'm just going to love this color. So flashy. I need a flashy light. I guess there's only kind of one reason why triple triangles could be a little troublesome. And you're seeing it firsthand right here. Cleaning in there kind of sucky, but not for sure. The garage dust is strong on this one. Making progress. Taking time though. So much cleaner. Could use more, but we're working on it. You can see that, but when you touch the foam, it looks like it's kind of just peeling away, so I'm going to try to keep my distance away from that best I can. Don't want to damage it any further than it is, but probably should work it all the way off, to be honest. Put on something new. Definitely gross. But it'll look so much nicer cleaned up. Dropped it. A whole bike almost. This chain is pretty gross. Take your time. Something's gonna be done next, that's for sure. So this area up here is pretty filthy. And you can see that through the cables, but look at how it cleans up. Should probably undo all the cables, but I've just been working around it for now. Let's see how this fork cleans up. Just a second here. Pretty gross. Look at that. Cleans up pretty well. That's what a lot of these old bikes mostly just need, is a good deep clean. And then of course, a little bit of lubrication. I don't know if you can tell, but this one either wasn't ridden very much or wasn't ridden very hard. So that's good. Good problem to have. On the balancing point of this stand here. Bouncing around a lot. Check it out. Dirty, clean. Dirty, clean. Dirty, clean. Dirty, clean. Cleaning some of this stuff is a little finicky. Getting in there and cleaning under the knob for the fork. Granted, it'll just get dirty again, hopefully riding some trail, but still, looks a heck of a lot better afterwards. So I've done a little bit of cleaning behind the scenes here. Let's take a look. Got a little bit of gunk up in this area. The brakes in the front here, the whole front fork. I had to eventually get done here. The gross area on the bike. It'd be nice to get the inside of the rear derailleur cleaned up a little bit more, but the rear brakes are looking good. I don't know if you can tell, but this thing is massive. And really the only couple little dings that it has is marked right here, so hopefully I can buff that out and make it look cleaner. But it is down to the steel in there, so kind of a bummer. I don't think it was the bar hitting, because that hits way out here. Must have been in a rack or against a wall or something. A little bit here on the stem too. It wasn't too bad. We're working our way through, cleaning up as we go here. And then those next. What's that? Good idea, 60. And I'm gonna get going down here, but I might just pull the cranks off in order to do that. But I do want to try to clean underneath the cables, so I'm going to undo those cables a little bit here. I'm just hang. I'm just using like hydrogen peroxide based cleaner, so this shouldn't hurt anything too much. Come on over here. Pretty funky back in here. Maybe you're even better over here. Down there, pretty nasty. Ouch, definitely did that to myself. That hurt my fingers. See if we bleed it a little bit. Pretty deep. Bet you I do. Well, there it comes. Boy, working on a bike. It happens. Let's try to get some of that transfuse off there. It's just so thick. You can kind of work at it. Holy cow. Not that you should have a loose bottom bracket, but you might have to pull this apart. See what's going on in there too, because it doesn't feel the greatest. And that little spot, bummer, doesn't clean up better. Well, the real question for those of you that are watching this far, kickstand or no kickstand? Throw it down in the comments. Good luck. Looking a lot nicer now, but let's pull this apart too. Kickstand out of the way too. Don't tighten these down too hard, otherwise that top aluminum breaks. This definitely will scratch the paint up down here, which is kind of a bummer. But we're going to clean the kickstand and maybe put it back on, who knows. We'll see. And definitely behind it too. Did it on purpose. Definitely filthy. And that's still a little scratch that kickstand put in there. I don't know, maybe we won't put it back in. Alright, let's drop this down and have a little bit better access to loosen up our bottom bracket. That should do it. We got our little tool, hopefully this one works. Trying to play around with it in there a little bit. And we'll just give her a go. You can kind of clock these just right so you can get some good torque off of other things in the bike, other parts. Well, took some doing, but I think we're making progress. Of course, this tool kind of sucks, but it's working. It's a little tight. Hopefully, if we clean it up and try to do something with it, it gets a little bit better, but maybe use some lubing it up a little bit. Alright, so we got our bottom bracket back in. We will be working on our crankset, getting those all cleaned up in a moment, which is actually going to be tomorrow for you. But a little byproduct of working with hydrogen peroxide based cleaner, and it kind of affects your skin just a little bit. It does go away with time, but just know if you're using that Honest disinfecting spray as a cleaner, which it does just fine, you'll get a little bit of that unless you're wearing gloves, so kind of fun. This crankset looks really nice. It worked out well, came on the bike, so as far as I know it's completely stock, even with the RockShox fork and everything. Again, if anyone knows anything about the Tequesta, if you could please plop it down in the comments. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. Mid-grade, higher, I don't know, let me know anything you know about it. We're going to do the wheels and the crankset tomorrow, get that all cleaned up, and put it back together and probably go for a little bit of a spin, so something to look forward to. See you then.
The next day.
Alright, well, let's get these taken apart and cleaned up. Alright, so we have our chain rings all cleaned up. They're probably not 100% perfect, but they'll suffice. We have our crank arms all cleaned up and the bolts all cleaned up. What we're going to do is line these up and get them back together. Let's line the cranks back on. Alright, we have a couple things left. We have to clean up our wheels. Those are pretty filthy. We got a little bit of time left to spend in those. And then we also have to lube up our shifters and make sure that those are in functioning order. The grips I probably will end up replacing. They're kind of not in terrible shape, but they're really not great either. So outside of that, bottle cage back on, and then we'll get out and give this thing a test ride. So I'm going to clean these behind the scenes and get things going, and then after that, join me for a ride. Alright, just took some time to clean up these hubs. Look at how fancy and nice they are. And I also cleaned the cassette on this guy and the wheels and tires themselves. So let's slam those on quick, and we need a set of pedals and clean the shifters yet still. So let's do that now. Chain is a little gunky. This pad needs adjustment. If you look when you try to turn it, it's running into the tire here. So let's take a moment and then we'll adjust that quick. Now we just have some adjusting to do. It's definitely hitting it. Let's Allen, more straight blade. Small little guy. That will start. We're on the other side here, and the reason why this brake is only retrieving on this side is because somebody ran this tensioner all the way in. So I'm not sure why somebody would do that, but we're going to alleviate some pressure, and you'll see it'll pull on both sides now. The wheel looks like it needs a little true. The brakes are catching on both sides now, so good. Try a little wide for brakes up here. You can get it in there if you push it. But it needs a little bit of a true also. Looks like Mike again. Alright, so this trigger shifter on this side is actually working well. It doesn't rebound very well, but I think as you use it, it'll get better, but we're not going to allow that. And then over on that other side there, that one is not really working at all. Like, sure, it'll go up, but it won't go up all the way, and then it's taking forever to rebound. And it's not really finding any gears, so I feel like something's a little sticky in there. We're going to take this outside and we're going to basically squirt a bunch of JB or something in there, maybe WD, I don't know just yet, but we'll get out there after we get done cleaning these up. So hopefully they come back. I'm running low on this hydrogen peroxide based disinfecting spray, but that's okay. I'm just going to take a second, try to clean these up a little bit, because they are still all dusty, but I just want them a little bit cleaner. And there's a lot of dust build up, so these are going to look nicer after we get that dust caking off of there. And I might have to go grab a toothbrush or something, but I keep hitting the camera stand apparently. And the lines are a little dirty yet. And behind the... This everything needs clean. It's pretty gross, to be honest. A lot of dust in someone's garage or wherever it was stored. I do made it this far. This again is just a Freebie Friday video, meaning I got this bike for free and we're just kind of cleaning it up, fixing it up as we can, not throwing too many parts at it. This is a GT Tequesta from about '98 roughly. I did a little bit of research on it, and sadly enough, this is basically like bottom of the barrel. There ain't nothing special about it, I guess, even though it does have a Reynolds sticker on the frame, decal, whatever you want to call it. But it seems to have good components to me, but I don't know. I guess in comparison to like some SRAM stuff or some higher end Shimano, it's really not that great. It is what it is, but just all good fun cleaning up a bike here. We'll find that it's probably going to ride really well after a little bit of cleanup, and it was the right price, that's for sure. Trying to get all of this cleaned up, but it's not always the case, so doing our best. Can't get between the shifter and the brake on this side, it's just too tight. So, bummer, but the side's looking good. I'm going to get back up in here, doing some flossing. I know, kind of seems like a lot of work for a free bike, but nobody likes riding a bike that's filthy and gross and someone else's nastiness on it. I know. Sure does look a heck of a lot better, all cleaned up. I was half tempted to put some carbon bars on here and have the exact same sweep, but finding out that it ain't that great of a bike, and it was pretty decent. With my left hand, I'm just grabbing the cable on the down tube and pulling on it, trying to get them to loosen up. But again, you're seeing that this one is just not really allowing it to come back, so that is what it is. Let's take it outside and take these covers off and squirt some lube at them. Alright, we're going to start off by pulling up this screw and then seeing what's behind it, squirt some WD-40 back in there and for the best. So, right up in here, this is the screw we're going to pull. Gotta be very careful not to lose that. Nobody wants to have to replace a screw. I actually have a rig down here that I'm throwing down into, and then we're gonna look in here and get some squirts from all over the place. Oh, that already feels way more crisp. Yeah. We're gonna go with that. Put the screw back in, or the cover back on, and yeah, that's a quick, easy one. Hopefully all the other side is similar, nice and easy to repair. We'll see though. All right, flip the bike around. Ooh, I got it. Almost had to do it. Oh, dropped it. Alright. Oh, this one comes back. I'm sure it will though. Oh, just like that. Although the cable tension is not there, so I'm gonna roll this out. See if I can actually get to that last gear. Yeah, the tension's just way off. But it's definitely working now. Only in 2 of the 3 gears. Alright. Things are coming along. This GT is looking real clean now. I don't know how you feel about pink, but it looks kind of right, doesn't it? I don't know. I think it does. So, let's give this a try. And we'll be able to go for a spin. Check it out. So we got our pedals on. I turned the bike around, everything's looking good, but I want to take care of these scratches real quickly before we move on. We're going to be using fine cut motor cleaner, and then also a little bit of scratch removal and repair, so let's get to that in just a moment here. Got myself a crappy rag. Just going to squirt some of this fine cut cleaner on here. Probably don't need too much for this little bit, but let's see if we can get rid of some of these scratches and marks. And you'll see that, of course, you're not going to be able to get rid of all of them because some of them are through the paint, but if this is the only mark that you have to deal with, it's not too bad. And there's also a little bit right here, and that's gone now. Yes. And then a little bit different of a spot in the rag, and we use our, oh, that's too much. Try to get it to blend into the rag a little bit. And just kind of giving it a buff, trying to get rid of some of the and then back over here. And that'll do it. Looks a little bit better. Alright, let's go for a little bit of a spin. The rear wheel seems to be sliding out of the drop outs a little bit, so maybe I have to get it tighter or adjust something. Overall, nice ride as well. Air fork is meh. It's nice for me, which is hard to come by on bikes most of the time, but it's kind of fun. And nice. Big taps, looking good. Maybe you guys remember this route if you watch any of my old videos. Again, like, subscribe, share, follow, doodads, clickins, all that whatnot. You know the drill. Alright, so all in all, a pretty nice bike. Pedals probably won't stay on, I'll find something else. Let me know down in the comments, what should I do with this thing? I think I could make it into a drop bar gravel bike, or what can I do? I have some 700C wheels at home that would fit on this pretty well, so throw down in the comments, what should I do? This thing is tall, it's in my size. I could do carbon bars. I have a set of salsas at home to lighten it up even more. The air fork, not that great, but it works. Everything else on it is kind of good. It's not bad stuff. It's a lower model, like I said earlier when I looked it up on Google. Reddit or something came up and said that this was a intro model, but man, is it clean, and it rides nice. So what the heck? Let's do something with it.